Have you ever wondered what it would be like to step into a world where anything is possible? A place where the rules don't apply and you can do whatever you want without fear of getting caught? Well, for a time, that world existed, and it was called the Silk Road, the most illegal business in the world. In this video, we're going to take you on a journey through the seedy underbelly of the internet and show you just how far some people are willing to go for a taste of that dark web pie. But first, let's talk about how the Silk Road came to be, a website that was designed to be a haven for illegal activity. Then, we'll show you how law enforcement finally caught up with the Silk Road and the shocking consequences for its founder and users. And finally, we'll explore the larger implications of the Silk Road's rise and fall and what it says about the future of the dark web. So, are you ready to enter the world of the Silk Road and discover what lies beneath the surface of the internet? If so, buckle up and get ready for a wild ride. The Silk Road. It was one of the most notorious online marketplaces in history. But what made it so infamous? Why did it capture the attention of the world? In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the most illegal business in the world, the Silk Road. The Silk Road was an online marketplace that operated on the dark web from 2011 to 2013. It was notorious for selling illegal drugs, counterfeit money, stolen credit cards, and even weapons. It was a marketplace that thrived on anonymity and untraceable cryptocurrency transactions. Silk Road was launched in 2011 by a mysterious figure who went by the name of Dread Pirate Roberts. The website was hosted on the dark web, which meant that users had to use special software to access it. Once inside, they could buy and sell almost anything, using the cryptocurrency Bitcoin to complete transactions. But here's the thing, the Silk Road wasn't just a website. It was a whole ecosystem complete with its own forums, user ratings, and even customer service. It was like Amazon, but for illegal goods. The Silk Road was created by Ross Ulbricht, a computer programmer who used the pseudonym Dread Pirate Roberts. He designed the platform to operate on the dark web, where users could access it only through the Tor network, a tool used to browse the web anonymously. The website was named after the ancient trading route that connected the East and West, which Ulbricht thought was fitting for a marketplace that would bring together people from all corners of the world. The Silk Road had a strict code of conduct, which was enforced by Dread Pirate Roberts himself. This code included rules such as not selling anything that harmed others, not selling anything related to child pornography, and not selling any stolen items. Sellers were required to provide quality products and good customer service, and any disputes between buyers and sellers were to be resolved peacefully through a mediator appointed by the website. But how did the Silk Road even come to exist? Who was behind it? Ross Ulbricht was a libertarian who believed that people should have the right to buy and sell whatever they wanted if they weren't harming anyone else. He saw the Silk Road to provide people with access to drugs that were safer than those sold on the street, as they could be tested and verified for purity. However, the website quickly became a hub for all kinds of illegal activity, including drug trafficking, money laundering, and even murder for hire. But how did he manage to evade the authorities for so long? The Silk Road operated in the shadows for over 2 years before the FBI finally shut it down in October 2013. During that time, Ulbricht managed to stay anonymous and avoid detection by law enforcement. He communicated with his employees and customers through encrypted messages and used Bitcoin, a decentralized digital currency, to process transactions. Bitcoin transactions are recorded on a public ledger called the blockchain, but they don't reveal the identity of the sender or recipient. Ulbricht thought he was safe from detection, but the FBI eventually caught up with him. The Silk Road was eventually shut down by the FBI in 2013. Ross Ulbricht was arrested and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But the story doesn't end there. Did you know that there were copycat versions of the Silk Road that emerged after it was shut down? That's right, the Silk Road may be gone, but its legacy lives on. After the original website was shut down, several copycat versions emerged, including Silk Road 2.0, which was run by a group of people who claimed to be the original Silk Road administrators. So what can we learn from the rise and fall of the Silk Road? Well, there are a few important takeaways. First and foremost, the Silk Road was a prime example of how technology can enable illegal activities to flourish. The anonymity of the dark web and untraceable cryptocurrency transactions made it easy for criminals to engage in all kinds of illegal activities, from drug trafficking to money laundering. Secondly, the Silk Road highlighted the need for better regulation of cryptocurrency. While Bitcoin and other digital currencies offer many benefits, they all pose unique challenges when it comes to law enforcement and financial regulation. The Silk Road relied on Bitcoin to process transactions, which made it difficult for law enforcement to track down the people behind the website. As cryptocurrency becomes more mainstream, it's important that policymakers find ways to balance innovation and security. Finally, the Silk Road serves as a reminder that no one is above the law. Ross Ulbricht may have thought he was invincible, but he was eventually caught and sentenced to life in prison. While the Silk Road may be gone, there will always be people looking for ways to skirt the law and profit from illegal activities. And that's a wrap on the Silk Road, the infamous website that pushed the limits of what's possible on the internet. The Silk Road was one of the most illegal businesses in the world, and it left a lasting impact on the world of technology and law enforcement. While its legacy may be controversial, it's important that we learn from the mistakes of the past and work to create a safer and more secure future. It's hard to believe that such a platform existed, and even harder to fathom the scale of its impact. But the Silk Road is just one example of how the internet has changed the game, and the ways in which we interact with each other. So as we close out this video, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the Silk Road and the larger implications of the dark web? Do you think there's a place for this kind of anonymity and freedom online, or does it pose too great a risk for society? Let us know in the comments below and keep the conversation going. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.